gonna, get right to it.
Go
I I pretty much know how you got your DJ name, but for the people who don't know, how did the Grandmaster Sharp get his DJ name?
Well, it started out, I was uh, getting into it, and I had a name. I came up with a name called Shawnee Sharp. My name is Sean Smith.
Okay.
So I started calling myself Shawnee Sharp. That was my DJ name. And then I wasn't really feeling the Shawnee part of it. And everybody out there was called Grandmaster or Grand Wizard.
Oh
So
yeah.
like the Grandmaster Flash and the Grandmaster Melly Mel and the Grandmaster Kaz. So so I was like, you know what, let me put the Grandmaster in front of the Sharp. And then it came up with Grandmaster Sharp.
Oh
And that's
yeah.
how I got the Grandmaster Sharp. And then it kind of got abbreviated. Well, I went out back when nameplates were in. I went and got this real big nameplate from New York on Canal Street,
Okay.
and I wanted the nameplate to say Grandmaster Sharp, but when I went back to pick it up, the dude said he couldn't fit Grandmaster Sharp all on one nameplate,
Okay.
so he abbreviated and put GM Sharp. And so I
Oh
started wearing the nameplate all around. It was like a very big nameplate, so cats just started calling me GM Sharp for short and stuff.
yes, yes. I'm a little bit younger, but I remember when your tapes hit the scene. You know what I mean? John Fresh used to live with me. He brought the tape by. Your legendary blends, Human Nature with Girls of the World, Ain't Nothing But Trouble. I know you've heard. That was the tape to have at the time. You know what I mean? So I'm
Yeah.
gonna I'm gonna ask you this: uh, When did you start deciding you wanted to become a DJ? Like,
It's probably like in junior high school, like around probably in North. I was in North Junior High. I used to, I used to want to play basketball, so I played basketball a lot, and I used to play basketball on at my friend Jesse Sutton's house. He
okay,
had a backyard with a little basketball hoop.
the
His
the
name AKG.
okay. Could you repeat that? Jesse
Yeah, his
Sutton.
name is Jesse Sutton. His DJ name was Junie G's. But we used to play
Okay,
basketball in his backyard. He had a younger brother named Pat Sutton. You may know Pat Sutton.
okay,
But they
okay,
lived on Forsyth. They lived on Forsyth in Newburgh. So we go there to play basketball in his backyard. Jesse was a little older than me. So we played basketball, and then they were playing music in his basement. And I was like, man, what are you guys doing on this backyard? So I went in there and I saw them with like two turntables and a mixer. Didn't know what it was, and but
okay,
they were scratching on these like BSR turntables. And I
okay.
was like, wow, I finally gained an interest once I saw that. And I said,
What
you know
year?
what, I want to do.
What year do you think that was? Uh, just
It had to
curious.
be like, it had to be like 81, something like that, 81, somewhere in that neighborhood. Yeah,
Okay,
like probably like around 80, 81, something like that. Like 80, 81.
okay,
Yeah. So I used to hang out. I started hanging out in the basement, and then in the same block, Joey J. You probably know Joey J. I forgot his name. James. Uh, uh, um, Joey James.
okay.
Joey James.
What was his
Yeah. So
DJ name? I'm good with not government. I'm good with DJ name.
his DJ name was Joey J. So he had a basement, and Birdie Bird, Marco Sutton,
Okay,
he used to DJ there. Brian McFadden,
okay,
uh, he used to be in the basement, so I go and hang out with them, and they would be DJing all day.
okay.
You know Brian, Birdie Bird, and I would just be just chilling there watching them DJ and just soaking it in.
Okay, what equipment did you start with when you said, you know what, Sean Smith is going to be a DJ? What equipment did you say, I'm getting this, and this is when I'm going to get in the mix?
Well, I think it was called Sound City in Bell's Gate. It had
Okay,
this big, it had this big, it was a stereo store. It looked like a receiver. The whole building looked like a receiver back in the day. It looked like a
okay,
receiver.
wow. I've never heard of that. That's crazy, but go ahead. I'm
Yeah,
listening.
it was like a Bell's Gate. So I went there, and my mom used to give me like $100 for Christmas.
Okay.
So I said, she's like, "What do you want for Christmas?" I said, "2 turntables." So she's
Okay.
like, "Why 2 turntables?" I said, "I want to learn how to DJ." So you have no clue what I was talking about. So we went to the Sound City. I bought 2 turntables for Christmas. They were like, I think they were called Megatex at the time. They weren't like it was like the lowest brand that looked like a Technique.
You know what, Sharp? I'm going to Google that because that's very interesting. I've never heard of this
I think
equipment.
it's called Megatex. Yeah, I think it's called Megatex.
Okay.
And
So
my boy, and I started out with an old beat up Newmark mixer with no buttons.
Okay. Did it have a crossfader up and down, anything, or?
Yeah. It had up and down, had a crossfader.
Okay.
But it didn't have no buttons. I got it from a friend. His father used to have all this old DJ equipment, so he had it hanging around. He didn't know what it was, so I kind of started using it. Never gave it back. And then I used my mom's receiver. I'm talking about, like it was my amp. It was like a one of the old FM stereos that I had an aux in, so I was able to plug in and
I know it had the tape, you know what I mean? And this is before the CD era, and then you would press the button and twist it.
It had a record up top, and it had record player up top, and it had a cassette deck tuner.
Okay. When you started to DJ, what did you set out to do? A lot of us who get into the game, we want to take over the world. We want to be the best scratcher, blender. What did Grandmaster Sharp say? I want to be the best at this part of DJing.
Well, the first thing I wanted to learn how to do it because I didn't know what the hell I was doing at first. I just had to. I was spinning them back then. It was about speed cutting. So I was just spinning them back, trying to emulate what my boys were doing in Jay's basement. And then out of nowhere, I caught it on beat. And I was like, oh, this is how you do it.
Okay.
So and I started practicing. So the first thing I wanted to do was learn how to do it.
Okay.
So then I would just practice hours and hours after school. And so I got the concept. So I would just scratch breaks and scratch, beginnings, breakdowns. And that's all I did for hours when I got home from school. So that's the first thing I wanted to learn.
So basically, you were a scratcher first before you decided you wanted to make the blend tapes that are basically legendary. Okay.
Yeah. So scratching was like that's what everybody was doing. So I wanted to learn how to scratch first, and then I wanted to show people I know how to do it. I wanted to show Bird and Jay, and I knew how to do it. And then you want acceptance from them, and then once you got that, I wanted to get acceptance from other people in the Birds. So that's what I set out to do is just to get good and people recognize me as a DJ.
So at the time, what gave you satisfaction? You kind of answered that question, but when you were cutting and scratching and practicing, what was your vision from this point? Like, I'm good now. What am I going to do from here?
Well, it was like you want to learn how to do it, and then it's like you want to learn how to. If you're going to go out and do it, you want to learn how to rock a party because just cutting and scratching doesn't keep people dancing.
Yeah, I know.
I had to learn that the hard way. So I'd go out with gigs with Bird and Joey J and Brian B. They used to have little house parties in different spots they do. They may let me out for a little bit, but I would, I'd be cutting and scratching and nobody be dancing. So I kind of thought, I gotta learn. What I need to get out of it is how to rock a crowd, how to slow it down and incorporate the cutting and scratching into, hey, let's make people dance. Okay, I can cut and scratch. Now people want to dance.
Okay. Was there a DJ that inspired you at the time when you said, I want to do this? You know what I mean? Meaning the cutting and scratching.
My mentors was Bertie Bird,
Okay.
Bertie Bird, Joey J, Brian B, because they're the ones that had a crew, and I was just kind of like the outside of the crew. But I gained my way into hanging with them and them having confidence in me and putting me on, on their sets once in a while. So, but yeah, my mentor was Bertie Bird.
Okay.
Marcus.
All right, here. Listen, Sharp. This is a question. Um, how does Grandmaster Sharp get prepared for a gig? If I was to say, yo, I'm gonna put Sharp on right now. I need him. You know what I mean? On September 4th. How do you get prepared for a gig?
Well, I actually had to do that this weekend because
Yeah.
I'm not as active as I'm not saying I'm not as active. I'm not an active mobile DJ anymore.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I don't normally go out. But my boy Jazz had a party in North Carolina. It was actually Newburgh Poughkeepsie Reunion,
Okay.
and he needed my help because he didn't have anybody to roll with him. And so when I knew that I had to help him out, the way I prepare is just basically downloading music, knowing that okay, it's going to be a Newburgh crowd, it's going to be a lot of people
Yeah.
our age, maybe.
Oh yeah.
So it's downloading and getting your playlist together.
Yeah.
So it's all about getting prepared and getting your playlist together and assume what type of music they're going to like and get your playlist together. So you're prepared to play what you want to play when you get there.
Speaking of music, what is Grandmaster Sharp's favorite musical era? Like when you get on or you just riding in your car, what is Grandmaster Sharp listen to?
I'd say the '80s, man.
80s,
The
80s.
'80s hip hop, and it blurs into the '90s, but definitely '80s. The '80s, late '80s,
Oh,
mid
so you're
'80s,
talking SOS
learning
band,
into the '90s. Yeah,
you know,
SOS band.
okay,
Um, yeah, Eric B and
yeah,
Rakim. Eric B for president.
got you.
These songs. These are the. I used to cut up forget me nots for hours in my.
Oh,
You know,
that back to back was necessary. You hear me?
yeah,
Like I
yeah,
know, I
man.
know, I know. Here's a question that um you predate the Ron G era and everything. Okay, when and where was the first time you heard a blend tape? Like somebody put out a blend tape and it's all blends. I'm not talking about just playing records and a blend here and there. What was your first all blend tape that GM Sharp heard, or even done before the blend tape era came out?
Well, during the time it was all cutting and scratching.
Okay,
When I would go down and hang out in Jay's Joey Jay's basement, um, my boy Bertie Bird, he started blending,
okay,
and I was like, he started mixing two songs together. Um, I forgot what blend it was, but he blended the song. I know it was "Walking on Sunshine."
yeah, I
Called
know.
"Walking on
Yeah,
Sunshine."
Central Line.
That,
Yeah, Central Line.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was an acapella over the "It's Like That" and that's the way it is beat by Run DMC. That's the
Oh,
first blend I ever heard, and
mm,
that took on a whole new beast because that was the first blend I heard, and then they used to make blend tapes, so that was like the first blend I heard. Then on the radio you'd hear a few Kid Capri blends, um, and then Ron G. Later on Ron G started coming, but the blends I heard was from Bertie Bird, and then I was like, okay, I need to do that. But at the time, I didn't have my turntables didn't have pitch control, so it was
okay,
like
yeah, I know, understand.
I gotta buy a whole nother set of
Squeezing that
turntables.
little silver button on the top to,
Yeah, yeah,
tighten it up.
yeah.
Oh yeah, oh
You
yeah.
couldn't hold it. That's just just. So my turntables, my Megatex didn't have pitch control, so I was like, damn, I gotta buy more turntables with a pitch adjuster.
You hear me, Sharp? Mega text is what I'm gonna do the minute this interview is done. I gotta see what you guys was rocking on
Yeah,
because
I don't
I've
remember.
never heard
I'm
of.
pretty sure it's called Megatex. Yeah,
Okay,
it was before Gemini. I'll tell you that. It was
it's
before
before the
Gemini.
Gemini series.
Gemini.
Yeah, that changed everything for me. I thought I knew the whole history of blends, equipment people blended on. You know what I mean? it's crazy to think that people didn't have 1200s and they were putting out the work that they did. You know what I mean? At the time, like
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. Oh,
yeah, yeah. They had the techniques. I think the second set I got, I couldn't find the S arm, but I couldn't afford the 1200. So they had the
okay.
straight arm techniques that had the dial pitch. So I bought two pairs of those, and that's what I started blending on. But they
Okay.
were no good for scratching because it was straight arms. So that's when I
Yeah.
started doing more blending and scratching.
Um.
And the
Who?
blending was just so much more creativity that you could do with blending.
Um. What's your favorite place that you can name if you had three or four where you went in, you were like, I I love rocking here. This is my spot where I need to be at. You know what I mean? Do you have any certain spot over the years? It's just not within the last 2 or 3 years. Like, you know, it could be 94, 92, whatever. Is there a place
Um,
that
I guess it would be Pop's Paradise. Yeah,
Pops
it'd probably
Paradise?
Pop's Paradise. Pop's Paradise, probably like around 92 ish. Yeah, I left. I came back to Newburgh, um, and I think it was around 92. Jazz was rocking in Pops, and sometimes I'd have to cover them, and we could play what we wanted.
Oh
We
yeah,
could, we could
oh
play.
yeah.
We had no restrictions. All it was about just whoever's there, just making them dance. We had nobody telling no. There were no requests. There was nothing we could play with.
Yeah, I remember those days where they were so happy to see that the DJs rocking, they didn't bother. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, yeah. So, is
yeah.
there equipment that you prefer to use right now? Like, are you the standard 1200 man? You don't like the controllers? Talk to me. Like,
Uh,
if it's a setup, what do you want to rock on?
right now, I use controllers, but
Okay,
I only use the controllers with the spinning platters. So right
okay,
now I use the Rain One.
okay,
Um, I used to have the Denon 3500s, the 3900s. I was a Denon man a while back,
okay.
and I had every Denon. Um, I had every Denon. What do you call it? Like CDJ style
Okay.
turntable
Okay.
that had the spinning platter. I've had every one. All I would buy was Denon, and then I branched off and got their controller that didn't have a spinning platter, and it was very good for making blends and music, and very had so many features.
Hmm.
But when it came to, and I'm not a big scratcher anymore, but when it came to just throwing a scratch in here and there, I just wasn't feeling it. So
Hmm.
so I got rid of that. And
Yeah.
then the Rain One came out, and I bought that immediately when it came out. I had to search high and low because it was on back order. The Rain One has two spinning platters, and I'm gonna get the Rain 12s at the MK2.
Ooh, yeah, yeah. That'll make you have that hunger again. With the Rain
Yeah,
12, they're as close as you can get to Technique 1200s. They will put you
yeah,
back in that zone
yeah,
of happiness. The only thing that's um, a downfall, there's no tone arm, but you still don't have to buy records. That's the
yeah, yeah,
beauty
yeah.
of it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
played them. I just never had a need for them, but now the Rain One gets the job done. But I'm doing some things, so I'm gonna pick up a pair of those.
All right. The Grandmaster Sharp. What is the first record that you bought where you said, I'm going to buy this record with my own money, not borrowing crates from anybody? What was the first record you bought? Like, let's say we're going to take us back. You in Lloyd's right now, and they got the record section. So, where did you decide this is the record I need to have right now?
The first record I bought was I bought two of them. It was Patrice Rush and Forget Me Nots.
Woo!
Those
Whoa!
that was the first. My mom used to give me $2 for lunch
Okay.
every day, and
Okay.
I would save the $2. At the end of the week, I'd have $10, and I'd be able to buy two 12 inches. I think it was called Magic's record store on Lower Broadway. It was near Charles Men's shop, but it was a
Okay.
little record store, back in the day. I think it was called Magic, but I'm not sure. But I went there every week. I saved my lunch money. I take peanut butter and jelly to school. First 12 inch was Forget Me Nots, and I'd be getting that tap tap.
Yeah, I already know.
I'd be kicking that for like 3 hours in my room just at the beginning.
God, we got so much in common, you hear me? Okay. What do you think about the new DJ culture? You know what I mean? Is it like, you know?
Well, I mean, there's an art to it. It's not the art that we're used to.
Okay.
Because it's so advanced now. You see these techno DJs, and you're like, oh, they're not. They're not from the old school. You put them on a pair of vinyl. They wouldn't know what to do.
Of course.
But there is an art to it, because there's a whole nother part of DJing that most of the DJs that I grew up with never really got into it. They never really got into the lighting aspect of it.
Yeah.
Lighting and the drops and the filters and creating that energy. We throw in a song to make people dance. But what those guys do, there is an art to what they're doing. It's not my lane, but I'm learning more about it to see if I can incorporate it into what I'm doing. But there is an art to it. So when we look at them, like, oh man, and they get paid $5 a year.
Oh yeah.
But there is a form of art to it. There really is. That you have to appreciate it. Not trying to be a dinosaur all the time, because there is an art to it when you actually look and see what they do.
Yeah, they create an environment with the lights and using the filters and everything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the music and light coordination. It's got to be. It's got to be. Everything's got to be on time. When they drop those drops, the lights change to a whole different mood, and all that's preset. That takes a lot of work. We work on playlists. These guys, they have playlists and light lists, I guess, set up with what they're doing.
Yes. When I think about the newer generation, I think more of a rehearsed, pre-planned, and easier equipment to use. You know what I mean? They don't have the carrying the crates and looking for the music. That was, Sharp. What I loved to do at the time was to go looking for that record. That feeling when you find that record, like, oh my God, I found it. You know what I mean? That's gone now. Now you just type in a song on the website or whatever, and it's there. You know what I mean? But I wanted to ask
you. We used to ride to New York. It's like riding to New York, and you had to like look for the record, and the 12 inches be sold out everywhere. And you have a party.
Yes. Okay. Is there anything you would like to add right now as we start to wrap things up? Because I know you have shout outs and, a couple of areas that you played at that we didn't cover. I'm here. Let me know.
Yeah. I mean, we, my shout outs is to, all the people that came before me. Like Jazz is one of my best friends, Kid Nice, DOC.
Okay.
Fly Tie, MCTY, all those cats that are before us, Bronico and Tom from the Fun City crew.
Okay.
Those were like the big dogs back in the day. DJ Bohannon.
What year was this? Like, I'm curious. Like, what year was?
Oh man, I was in when these guys were at the, when they were like our Furious Five. These guys brought hip hop to the bird. These guys, Kid Nice battled Grandmaster Flash. These were our legends. That's why I had. They were our legends. They were our local legends. I mean,
what? Hold on, let's back up. What year did Kid Nice battle Grandmaster Flash? This is legendary footage right here. I
actually don't know. I wasn't in the building. I wasn't there. I was probably too young to be there. But I heard about it. It's like, I probably, if you talk to Jazz, he could probably tell you, narrow it down. But he battled Grandmaster Flash somewhere. But these were the stories that I heard. I was a lot younger. I couldn't get into some of the parties at the
I,
mountain.
I get it. I get it. Now here's the last question, and I'm gonna ask you: where could they find Grandmaster Sharp? Like, you have any social media? You got any music coming out? Talk to me, like, because I'm a fan. I want to hear what you got coming. You know, what projects you working on, or music or whatever.
Well, what I'm doing now, I have a DJ studio lounge. That's where I'm at now.
Okay.
I have a lounge where I teach people how to DJ, and also we do events here. If you're familiar with the paint and sip events.
Yeah. I am actually.
So I have a studio. You're able to rent it out. We have DJ classes for the young and old. We target schools and other areas, people, kids, that to give them an alternative to to sports and being on the games all the time. So that's one thing I'm doing right now. And then we also have events in the evening. We have paint and sip events.
Okay.
We have a group of people that are teaching people how to buy stocks. So I have different events here that either I host or I rent out for. And so this is like this studio is like a DJ headquarters. I'm gonna have DJs when somebody's looking for a DJ. I have a list of DJs that if they pay me, I can referral. I have a DJ referral service. We'll have a mobile service. Somebody wants to do birthdays. I've done birthdays here. I've done what else? Birthdays. We've done bachelorette parties. All types of little parties here. It's a nice little studio. But I want to teach more. I'm not into the mobile going out as much. I can't stomach some of the music.
Oh, yeah. So you see my eyes light up from that one. Yeah.
I don't know if you know, me and Rab, we do events down here. DJ Rab.
Oh, yeah.
One of my DJ brothers, my brother. Our birthdays are on the same day, 1 year apart. So for years we've been hanging out. Just amongst ourselves, just having a theater in Fort Lauderdale, South Beach. I'm in South Florida now, so they would come down and hang out. And, a few years ago, back in 2018, I just made it a thing because so many people would come, and they were mainly DJs. It was me, Rab, DJ DJ Jazz. They were mainly DJs. So when we posted, and people said, "Man, you should have invited us. You should have invited us." So a few years back, I created what's called the NBNY Legend DJ Extravaganza.
Okay.
So I made it a thing. It was the week of Rab and I's birthday, and we invited everybody that we knew on social media to come down. We had a bunch of people come down and had hotels available. We had 2 halls that we rented out, and we had a really good time. And then I did it again the next year, and we had a good turnout the next year. And then I think by that time COVID was rolling around.
Oh, so that ruined everything. When you talk COVID, everybody's on the rebound still from that, Sharp. You hear me? Like it's still rebounding right now.
So we've done it small. Like we had a little something in Atlanta 2 years ago, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it again next year. So we're gonna have a Legend DJ Extravaganza back here in Florida.
Oh
again.
yeah.
So we're gonna keep that. We also honored the first one. We honored our fallen soldiers. We honored D.A. Smalls on the first one. We gave him the honorary Legend award, and also we honored DOC. God bless. Passed away. We honored him before he left. He didn't make it to the event, but Jazz accepted his award. So we want to let people know that we're Newburgh, New York. We're not in New York City, but we have a place in hip hop, and we are the blend capital.
Oh yes,
the blends.
Yes,
I know. May try to debate, but we have our legends, and we want to let the people know that Newburgh, New York has some of the best DJs in the world.
Yes. Oh yeah. You guys has inspired a younger generation completely. Where if you see the younger generation, you're like, wow, these boys get down. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like I made it necessary as well as Lenny to make sure that we let them know who influenced us to do what we do. You know what I mean? And hearing you, Ron B, and quite a few other people's music, that inspired me to say, this is what I want to do. You know what I mean? I love the music, the records, you know what I mean? The environment. Every time I think of anybody that's trying to do a blend or does a blend up there, I'm like, that's not a Grandmaster Sharp blend. You know what I mean? That's not a Rhythm Maker Ron B blend. That's not a Lenny Luce. That's not a Larry Love. You know what I mean? That's not jazz. I always put us, NB&Y, above everybody when I think of blending, DJing in general. Like, no, they can't touch it. You know what I mean? But I'm glad that you did this interview. I'm so happy to finally get a hold of you. And one more time, let everybody know where you're located so you can help promote what you're doing. You know what I mean? Let them know I'm in whatever part of Florida you're in. Let them know, you can be reached at this, and that, because social media doesn't travel as far as it needs to. You know what I mean? For actual people who are talented at what they do.
Yeah. Well, my shop is based out of South Florida. I live in South Florida, right outside of Fort Lauderdale. It's in Coral Springs. You can reach me at the website. It's called djwithaspin.com. On social media, it's DJ with a Spin at Instagram. Also, I have a Grandmaster Sharp on Instagram.
Okay.
And Facebook, I'm just Sean Smith on Facebook.
Okay.
Those are my social media and my websites.
Basically, that's how they would reach out to you on social media. That's your contacts. Okay.
Yes, sir. Appreciate what you guys are doing, man. It's been good.
Yes. Let me tell you something. Whenever you want to send me some music, I'm here. You hear me?
I got a couple. Now listen, just because I'm not out there, I got a couple of blends in the bank. So I do a blend here and there, and I'm stacking them up. Maybe I'll put another blend CD out there.
Yeah, I will be the first guy to purchase it. You hear me?
I just gotta lay them down because I got a whole bunch written down. I just gotta lay them down when I get the time. I just been so busy. Yes. But hats off to my comrades. DJ Jazz is still active. He's killing it in Cocoa Beach.
Okay.
DJ Rhino. I tell you, Rhino. I'm gonna give you something. Rhino, DJ Rhino. He's a legend in the making. That dude is all over the globe DJing. And he's from the NB&Y. He's killing it. And he's still active, and he's certified.
Okay. Good. So I got some more people to interview. In other words.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. They're still out there. They're still doing it. And they inspire me to get back out there. And
yes, inspiration is always necessary.
We had a very good show up in North Carolina. Hats off to Tom Whitted, Al Briscoe, Crystal Brown. They had a great Newburgh Poughkeepsie reunion in Charlotte. A lot of people from the Berg showed up. They honored a lot of great people. Those are great men. So a lot of people I haven't seen in a while and had a great time. So I recommend everybody to go to the next one because it's so good to see Newburgh people together. And, a lot of us aren't going to be around the next go around. So, it's very good to see people and tell people you love them when they're still alive.
Yes.
Flowers.
We lost a few soldiers, you know what I mean? But Grandmaster Sharp, I have to wrap this up. The minute is blinking where I didn't want to cut you short, but let me tell you something. You got my number. Send me your music, and don't worry about it. It will get spread.
All right. Appreciate you, man.
No problem.
All right. Take care, man. All right. Good night.